Now we will move to the another question number 3. Question number, yeah. This states that what is extraneous solution. So here we will write, don't judge my handwriting, okay? I write better on the paper compared to this on this whiteboard. So the definition of the extraneous solution. So answer to the question, like I have also written the definition. So an extraneous solution is a root of transform equation that is not a root of original equation because it was excluded from the domain of original equation. So the here let's check the definition. The extraneous solution is the solution or root of the transform or simplified form of the given function. These solutions do not satisfy or are not valid solution to the original form of the function. For example, we ask to solve the equation or the function. Let us write this equation of function. It is x minus 1 equals to x minus 7. Yeah, so we'll just square on both the sides, so we'll get x minus 1 equals to x minus 7 whole square. I'll just expand this. So the identity for this was, I'll just write it if anyone forgot the identity. This is minus b. So a minus b whole square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. This is just for reference. So we will have x square plus 49 minus 14 of x. So I will rearrange all these terms. So I'll just bring x on this side. I should bring each and every term on this side. So I'll just subtract x, add 1, subtract x, add 1 on both the sides. So I will get x square. We have minus 14, so this will be minus 15x, correct, and we will have plus 1 plus 49, so this will be plus 50 equals to 0. Now when we try to find the root of this equation, we can find by using this method, factorization, or we can also use the formula. The formula I'll just write again for the reference. Formula is x equals to, so whenever you are stuck with these kind of problem where you cannot factorize the whole equation, this is the best formula which I can think of, and I always use this formula, like I don't follow this factorization technique. So this is minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So this will give a set of roots, basically two roots only. So as the tutor has given the, let's just see, x minus 10, x minus 5, I write this as minus 5x, x square minus 5x minus 10x plus 50 equals to 0. Now I can take x common, write x minus 5. I can take minus 10 common and I can write this as x minus 5 equals to 0. I'll take x minus 5 common, x minus 5 and multiplied by x minus 10 equals to 0. So yeah, I get two roots. So basically this condition will be satisfied, this equation is satisfied when either this term is 0, x minus 5 is 0 or x minus 10 is 0. So we'll when we put x minus 5 equals to 0, we'll get x equals to 5, and when we put x minus 10 as 0, we'll get x equals to 10. So coming back towards the original equation, we get two values of x equals to 5 and x equals to 10. Now we'll put x equal to 5 in our original equation, which was this. This was our original equation. So when I'll just put x equals to 5, so 5 under root of 5 minus 1 equals to x, it was x minus 7, right? So 5 minus 7, yeah. So 5 minus 1 is root 4 and value of root 4 is 4, 2. And here we get this will be minus of 2. So here you can see 2 and minus 2, these are not equal. So x equal to 5 does not satisfy the equation. Now let us put x equals to 10. So under root of 10 minus 1 equals to 10 minus 7. So we'll get 10 minus 1 is 9 and square root of 9 is 3 and 10 minus 7 is 3. Yeah, so this satisfied the condition or the equation. So here in this case we said x equal to 5 is the extraneous solution of the equation and x equals to 10 is the basically the normal solution or the solution of equation. Why this is happening? Because when we squared our equation, when we squared this equation, we actually changed the domain. So basically in this equation there is a domain of x. So for a domain or for a set of values of x only, this equation is satisfied. But when we squared the equation actually changed into a different equation, and this is the different equation which we obtained by squaring. Now as we squared our equation, we get the domain actually changed. So basically you must be knowing this, that when we square a term, when we take the square root of a term, so suppose no, when we square a term, so basically say uh, 3. So when we square 3, we'll get 9. But when we square minus 3 also, we get 9. So suppose I take under root of 9, so it will be basically plus minus 3. So here you can see the domain is the domain of the value, or the the domain of the value has minus 3 and plus 3. But when we had this function, the original function, this original function, the domain of x does not contain 5. Therefore 5 was not able to, 5 doesn't satisfy the equation. But when we put x equals to 10, it was satisfying this equation. That was because x equals to 10 was lying within the domain of this equation. So basically every equation has a domain, and in that domain there are set of values which satisfies the equation. So suppose this is the domain for this kind of equation, and when we changed our equation we get a bigger domain, and the values of x basically it can increase or it can decrease, but in this case x equals to 5 does not satisfy our equation. So we say x equals to 5 is the extraneous solution. It Here you can see the x equals to 5 is an extraneous solution because it is a solution to the transform function. Our transform function was square function, this one. So therefore it was not able to satisfy the original function. So the solution also is correct here. Hmm, solution is correct.